What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another rebuild on Madden 22, and it's a tough one as a Packers fan, but we're going to be doing a rebuild of what if the Denver Broncos do actually trade for Aaron Rodgers this year. Of course, there's a lot of different things to factor in, one of them being that I believe Green Bay does save $8 million by trading Rodgers after June 1st. However, I'm not exactly sure, what kind of salary cap situation is going to be like if Green Bay does, let's say, tag and trade Davante, trade Aaron Rodgers, maybe trade off Za'Darius, release Press. I don't know exactly all the moves, but I imagine considering trading Rodgers will make the Broncos such a better team that Green Bay be willing to throw that $8 million away to get a higher first-round pick guaranteed this year. So even though it makes the most sense for Green Bay to wait, I think if he's going to be traded, it's going to be during or before the draft. We'll see. But even though last video I did result, involving Rodgers was the Packers one, there's a lot of people that think that I'm just biased, like, yeah, of course he'll have the Packers keeping Rodgers. It's not that at all. As a Packers fan, after this loss, I'm not blaming Rodgers, not blaming one specific person, but it just seems doomed that Green Bay just won't win another Super Bowl with the Rodgers era. Not that it's his fault necessarily. Didn't play perfectly, obviously missed a lot of open reads. Can't really blame him only. Lazard, a couple of guys weren't consistently getting open. It's hard to kind of predetermine those. And, you got a lot of pressure on you. The offensive line was awful, makeshift as hell. You had no Elton Jenkins. David Bakhtiari gone in the playoffs for 2 straight years. But ultimately, they lost in not the most surprising fashion, but way earlier than they should have. It just seems doomed, and of course, they had the best roster they've had in years. Once again, all these guys that are supposedly coming back from injury really weren't back. You had a lot of guys on snap counts, a lot of guys that still didn't play, like I said, with David Bakhtiari. So, as a Packers fan, there still is that hope that if he stays, if they tag Davante and he plays on it, they could still make a run, and they still do have that Super Bowl window. But realistically, the issue that I see is it's not in Rodgers or Green Bay's best interest to find Rodgers a good home right now. If you think about where's the best place for him to play, it's probably in an NFC team. You look at maybe Washington, maybe, I wouldn't say the Giants, Tampa Bay, the Saints, if they were to somehow get out of that cap issue, Carolina even. But the problem is, those are NFC teams. Green Bay's just not going to trade into an NFC team. The only way I could even see that possible is if they're guaranteeing a top 2 pick. It would have to be insane, and I don't expect that. And then if you look at the AFC teams, the real best case for him is maybe Pittsburgh, but that's a really bad offensive line as well. We're doing this as Denver because they're the number 1 listed team here. But if you look at where he's joining, he's going against the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Chiefs. So when people say that I was biased and I'm hopeful that Rodgers will return, it's not that at all. I just think that Green Bay is the most likely place for him to play again, or he retires. It's just I don't see him going to the Broncos and winning a Super Bowl. I mean, there's just too much talent in the division. And then out of the division, there's a lot of talent. The AFC right now seems like it's in a way better shape than the NFC right now. It just seems that way, and the Packers play in a really bad division right now. So I don't know, a lot of talks about stuff that's completely irrelevant here, but just a little realism here, I suppose. But as far as the team that we're going to be fielding here, it's going to probably be a Jerry Jeudy and draft picks trade, and then I'm going to debate if I'm going to go for Davante. I'm going to see. I don't know if this team really has the capital to make that happen. This team it played really well on, played decently well on defense. There's some younger names starting and all that, but it's not the craziest defense in the world. Once again, if health was a thing, Green Bay probably had a better defense last year, or would have had a better defense. So, I mean, this is a, kind of like, is the grass really greener on the other side situation, but it should still be some fun. And once again, as a Packers fan, even though I love Rodgers to death, I'm willing to let him go. So it has nothing to do with anything you think is biasy, this rebuild just completely flops because we just can't win Super Bowls. I'm not forcing any losses. I don't care. ultimately. If Rodgers wins a Super Bowl outside of Green Bay, hey, it's still cool because the Packers helped develop him. I still would root him on. So it is what it is. But the Super Bowl, let's see who wins it. It is the Bengals over the Rams, says EA. Let's go to the re-signings. I did add an extra year to Davante's contract because even though Green Bay hasn't really necessarily tagged that many players in their time, you just can't let a guy like Davante go to free. I've said it before. I'm not going to be done with the Packers ever. But mentally, I'm going to be checked out of Green Bay if they let Davante go without tagging and trading. It's too nice of a process. Hey, the NFLPA, I'm pretty sure, they're the ones that agreed to a franchise tag still being a thing. You got to do what you got to do. It's a business. Tag him and trade him, or tag him and re-sign him. You can't just let him go for free. He's too good. All right, so we do have re-signings. I'm not exactly sure who played the best out of every single player. I'm sorry, I don't have time to watch every single team's games, but what I can tell you is the Broncos would absolutely be looking to keep Melvin Gordon. I feel like it'd be more under the lines of maybe a 2-year 15, so I might sign him for... Excuse me? That is more than fair for a running back your age. So I'm going to sign him or tag him and then make it a 2-year 15. What did he actually sign? I'm gonna try to make this as realistic as possible. They actually gave him... I know he's older now, so there's a little bit more risk. I think it's hard to tell because he actually signed a very good deal. I don't know who his agent is, but props to that guy. He's killing it. Like, he signed a 2-year 16 with it almost fully guaranteed after a pretty interesting year with the Chargers. Not really a great year by any means, but of course the last 2 years for Melvin have been very good. So you got to keep him. I'm actually going to make it a 2-year 16, and there's going to be so many people, oh, you can't edit contracts. It's like, dude, what do you want me to just play by EA? You got so many people complaining about the way EA runs games and how unrealistic they are, but as soon as you try to go against EA, it's like, that's not how it works. It's like, really, dude? Come on, man. At least be consistent, all right? Complain, but complain about one, right? Bryce Callahan, not a bad player in Madden, but just too injury-prone. And Alexander Johnson on the older side, but actually a pretty good player when healthy. So we're going to offer him like a 2-year 17.8. I don't understand. A 2-year $18 million deal for a 30-year-old. Really? Okay, Kyle Fuller, I think, has also been super injured. Teddy Bridgewater, no shot, buddy. No shot. Rodgers or not. You gone. By the way, they say that, like, once again, Madden's not perfect, but they're like, oh, Denver definitely has the cap, the room to make a play for Rodgers and Davante. It's like, but by how much? Like, not really, right? If Rodgers is going to want an extension, it's going to be around 35 per, I'd say, maybe 38 per. Maybe, about 38 per. Davante is going to want 30, at least, I'd say. Do they really have that kind of room? I mean, it's not even just that the Packers have managed the cap kind of interestingly, if you will, to say it lightly, but just the fact that the players they have are, they have some pretty good players at certain positions that just cost a lot. It's just the way it is. Like, I mean, you look at the contracts and they don't really have anyone overpaid, right? Like, Za'Darius got injured, but when he's healthy, he's insane. So you can't really blame that. Preston, he played up to the contract, even though he restructured it anyways. They don't really, maybe Kenny Clark by like a couple of mil, perhaps, like 4 or 5 mil, but they don't have anyone overpaid. It's just they've got some good players that are expensive as hell, What can you do? And don't say Kevin King. It's like, yeah, I know he's overpaid, but 5 mil is not going to, be the difference between Rodgers and, Davante staying on the team. Or maybe they will. I don't know. If Davante's in free agency, I'm going to be mad. I'm mad. This is so unrealistic. So I'm going to have to put a lot of money into Davante here to get him. Really, that's all okay, so I'm going to get him. I'm going to turn his contract into a 1-year 11.5 because I think that's what Denver would have to pay of his franchise tag after the trade. And then we'll try to figure out what Davante's worth and just hand him over for hand the picks over for like a 7th round. But as far as free agents go, if your intentions are Davante and Rodgers, I mean, you're going to have to make some pretty small additions. Nothing crazy, right? Like, I can't really imagine you can afford too much. I'm also going to try to see if, we don't try to do whatever we can and not become the Green Bay Packers completely here. And there's really not many. I mean, you got to imagine Green Bay is going to trade Rodgers for some wide receiver. If Green Bay only ends up with someone like Tim Patrick, I'll be pretty pissed. Even KJ Hamler, but I'd take him a little bit over Tim Patrick, I suppose, because we don't really know what KJ Hamler's capable of. A lot of injury issues, but that doesn't make it any better. So I imagine it's going to be either Cortland Sutton or Jerry Jeudy. If I'm Green Bay, I probably ask for Sutton. I need that number one wide receiver out there. Not that Jerry Jeudy can't be that, but I want that number one. But I think the Denver Broncos are I don't know. If you got a guy like Davante, do you really need Jeudy? I don't know. This is tough. I can't really tell, but we'll make some sort of trade. I don't know what Judy's actual money would be like. But then again, it's Green Bay. I just feel like they're going to just bottle this whole thing. It's going to be like 2 first-round picks, and that's it. If that's the case, that's a huge L, but... Is EA not, like, making this proper? Because it says that the hit would be a 4.6, although here it's, like, a lot more than that. Put Rodgers at normal, and they still are like, we want more. Should just put him at a damn punter, but oh well. All right, let's see what we got. Better be Davante. This is going to be so much more messy if we didn't, and we didn't get naughty. We got Alexander Johnson on a 2-year 7, which is just makes no sense. So I'm going to offer him I'm going to change it to a 1-year 7, and then, like I said, with Davante, that's going to turn into a 1-year 11.5, and then we'll have to re-sign him, which is going to be just fantastic. So what we're going to do is give them this pick. This isn't for Rodgers. This is counting that Rodgers and Davante would be traded as a tandem. And we're going to be giving them a first round next year once that pick actually becomes available. And then nobody owes anyone anything. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I have no idea what the team's going to look like when we actually have to re-sign some players here. Rodgers is going to be needing a contract. Davante is going to be needing a contract. I put Rodgers back to a 96 overall. I think that's kind of what I'd expect him to be next Madden, just based on the way he played. I also got to change his abilities, but... what did he actually get in this one? Jukebox. Okay, dude. Not quite the same abilities, but about the same. Who gives a damn? Well, and Gambler. All right, so unfortunately, our first pick in this draft is going to be late second. However, it doesn't guarantee that we can't trade up or we won't trade up. 2 first picks are pretty expected. That makes a lot of sense, too. Number 4 should be a left tackle. Yeah, there you go. I mean, okay, not bad. Looking very good, looking very realistic. I like it. I like the picks. I think they're pretty good, actually. Make a lot of sense. The Falcons, they take DT. Okay, fair enough. This is an interesting one now, obviously, because now we look at what Green Bay is going to do with the first of many picks from the Rodgers-Davante trades, and let us see. It is a left end, which is interesting enough. I thought maybe there was a chance that quarterback goes there. Let's go to the next round and see what is remaining. As far as what this team needs the most, it's definitely an edge rusher, and there are some players that are decent still available. Ajabo would be definitely higher than that. So, some of the guys that we have on our favorites list are players that should still be around here. So if we make a play to move up and grab one, it's a pretty realistic move. I kind of want Sanders, though, because he is on the more athletic side. But I didn't get to fully scout him, so I don't know how good he is. But this team could use a direct replacement for Vaughn in the sense of athleticism. So I don't know. We'll see what's there. This would put Drew Lock's value around a late 4th. So I'm going to try to steal a 5th next year off of them if I can. And they do the trade. So fair enough. I mean, Drew Lock's cool and all, but we traded for Rodgers to be the long-term guy, not the short-term. So by the time Drew Lock's even used around here, it'll be too late for him anyway. So Kingsley Nagbar in Nagbar. I don't know, but he's going to be on the team. Welcome. Normal development trade. Like I said, with that athleticism, definitely a worry, but a power move, hoping for the best. He is our new edge rusher opposite side of Chubb, who hopefully himself can give us some improved playing, because I'm not really looking super great there. Let's see if this is fair. It's close enough. It's close enough. I don't think we can trade up again, though. I mean, I like the moves to improve the team where it needs to be, but at the same time, didn't really do anything for the offense. Not that the offense really needed anything, but let's see what we get with Tyler Davis, 89 strength, another normal dev, because once again, TFG's classes do tend to be on the lesser dev side, but fair enough. All right, going to go to the second pick in the 5th round. I was debating on making a play for, a trade up for an offensive lineman. Then I was like, you know what? Offensive line is not that big of an issue on this team. We'll just worry about that at another time. As far as what we can do, though, for the team right now is look for somebody, I suppose. Let's look for maybe a fast wide receiver even. And just like that, we found one. Khalil Shakir. Obviously, great speed, great agility, great acceleration. Kind of reminds me here a little bit of KJ Hamler, but let's make the play. Normal development trade, and very fast. Very interesting to see what's going to happen. I feel like he can probably trade off Tim Patrick now. Not that I would say he would get major trade comp, but maybe even trade him to the Patriots for like a 4th or a 5th round. And honestly, I really don't see it. I'm going to trade down. We're going to take Mr. Tyler here. Rodgers going to get all mad about it, request a trade, go back to the Green Bay Packers. Just like I request, if you don't mind, maybe leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already clicked off because of all the different things I was mocking people for earlier. But yeah, I think you'll like your stay here. So looking at the overalls, I'm not super happy. 58-58, fair enough, but 69 overall for a mid-second pass rusher, 76 power move. Looks like a long shot, if I'm going to be honest with you, but he's going to play left out. We're going to hope for the best and just not cry about it. Once again, I really didn't think he was going to be, I really didn't think he was going to be an outside, oh my God, a 3-4 edge rusher, but I mean, I had no choice. I really did. And Tyler Davis, played left end, right end. Actually, he might just stay straight at DT, and then Shakir, 69 overall. I need to probably use a different draft class. There's not really much going on here for me. I'm not a huge fan of it. Just a bunch of unusable guys, to be honest. But then again, you compare it to like Joey Bosa. He's not very fast. Either is Nick Bosa in the game, but obviously they're good players, and it reflects based on their power and finesse. So maybe it's not super fun, but maybe it's also realistic. I don't know. Everything about these prospects, maybe he is just really slow, and he might be okay in the game, probably actually hidden, but as far as like speed goes, probably going to be slow. So we trade Tim Patrick to the Patriots for Cody Davis, who I'm just going to release, and then a 4th round pick, which I think is fair. Cody Patrick was just kind of trying to save some space, and honestly, that's what Tim Patrick was for us. Cody Davis. But yeah, I mean, you got to do what you can to try and keep these guys that you just traded for, and we need every bit of cap space we can get. Also, I didn't put Justin Simmons at Superstar, but the game did. Also, because he dropped in dev because of the regression, or dropped in overall because of the regression, I'm going to actually boost that speed back up 1, because it's only fair. Once again, in next Madden, really game, he's not going to, drop a speed or whatever, I doubt. And obviously he won't be a star dev. He'll be at least Superstar or better. Really not sure why they're taking so long to put him at Superstar. I could see Jonathan Taylor a little bit just because like his offensive line does play a massive factor in his success, like most running backs, but more than ever really. But as far as like, some of these other guys, what are you doing? Just do the thing already. Thank you. Oh my God, we're dead. In fairness, we've got the 3 great starters. As long as they're actually playing, Darby will probably be in the slot for us here, and yeah, but we need some backups, though. That's still pretty bad. All right, here's the team, the new offense, the new everything. Davante with Rodgers. You got Sutton, Hamler, if he's healthy, Javonte Williams, and Melvin Gordon. You have Fant and Okuwebunam. Jesus, I haven't said that name in a while. The offensive line, we moved Ryzen to right tackle, which is definitely a possibility for Denver. Obviously, they drafted him to kind of play all over the line. And, with the talent on this roster, I think it makes the most sense for him to play over there. So, it's not like we're asking him to play left tackle. Not that right tackle is like the most, glamorous position either. But I think he'll be fine. I think he'd be okay to it. And, yeah, I mean, the offensive line's young, and it's maybe not super development, but lots of potential, especially rebuild sense. All right, here's the dangers of trading for a guy like Rodgers and a guy like Adams. Can we afford all these guys? I don't know. I gotta trade, re-sign Aaron Rodgers and Davante at least, but we'll see. I mean, it doesn't look good. As far as what Rodgers is being looked at to be paid, I can't imagine it's $44 million. I'd say 40 over 3 Well, not over 3. You know what I mean. 40 per year for 3. That seems fair. A 3-year 120. Perfect deal. It's unfortunate. And then Davante, I think maybe you can argue a 1-year... Well, not a 1 year. Probably a 3 or a 4-year 29 per. I think what matters the most is the years. So if you're given a 4-year 116, like that seems fair, right? And he wants to be paid 30. You might as well just give him 30 at that rate, right? Let's make more of it the salary, though. All right, a 4-year 120 after a 3-year 120 with Rodgers. Oh, my Lord. But that's what it's going to take. As far as Noah Fant goes, he's kind of heating up a little bit, but he's not there yet, so a 5-year 40 is fine. Dalton Risner is going to be paid more as a right tackle. We can afford him for sure. And Chubb is an interesting one because he's kind of up and down. I don't really know if we fully believe in him. He's 26 now. He wants a 4-year deal. He's got 1.5 sacks this year. I mean, what's the point of having him? Once again, with Risner, definitely worth the contract. I think, this team is starting to realize the kind of cost that it is financially on top of capitally, if you will, draft capital-wise, to have these two guys join the team, but still intact as much as possible. Chubb, though, looks to probably be headed to free agency, which performance-wise doesn't really seem like a loss anyways. There we go. We missed one for KJ Hamler, but we hit it with Tyler Davis. 10K XP on top of it. We take that. Yeah, we also have Draymond Jones here, which I don't know how to feel about him because he's actually not terrible. 82 finesse, 77 block shed on the interior. Obviously a little bit rough with that strength, but a better value than Chubb, I suppose, and he doesn't want us to lock him in as long. I just don't know if we can afford him. I think we could do 5.5 sacks. I mean, he seems to be doing his job. He's an interior guy. I'm going to withdraw the offer. And does that mean I'll have extra money for this? Damn, we just broke? Or what's the story? Yeah, we just broke, dude. I mean, okay. Here we are, headed to the playoffs. A bit of a shaky one, but a massive turnaround. I didn't change the scheme at all since the beginning of this. I put on the Packers playbook because technically that's kind of what this is. It wouldn't be the Fangio freaking playbook. So, even the defense is Fangio, but the offense definitely be technically Hackett, and obviously he's not really here now. So, Fangio's not still here, so makes the most sense to put it as Green Bay. So we will take a look at the season. Once again, very, very rough out the start. I was thinking, is this going to be a complete failure? 0-3, 3-3, 3-4, 4-4, and then 4-5. I was like, this is just going to keep going back and forth. And then we won 6 straight against some really good teams. The Raiders, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Cardinals, and then the Jets, probably the only kind of easy team on that list. But very impressive finish to the season, and that's kind of how you want to have things go, get hot near the end, and obviously Rodgers playing at a very high level. Still, the Broncos definitely got what they bargained for, at least regular season-wise, but here comes, the question marks around Rodgers in the postseason. What are you going to get? Javonte Williams, though, very good season, could go to superstar. Davante, oh my, that is a season. I mean, we've done some Packer sims, obviously, and we've not really seen that kind of success with the same exact scheme. That's insane. Defensively, it's almost like having more than one wide receiver opens up your number one wide receiver. It's crazy. Chubb did finish really strong, 9.5. The tag is still an option, but very unlikely. This team just needs an overhaul on the D-line. As far as McManus, just iffy stuff there. Kick return, punt return stuff was pretty tame on top of it. But still a decent performance on offense, obviously, from a lot of different players. No MVP from Rodgers, which is not even close, at least, is what I kind of meant to say. Rodgers, number 6 for Offensive Player of the Year. No one cares about that. Rookie stuff, no one cares. Quarterback, all the way down to number 6. A little surprising. Running backs. Where's our guy? Nowhere? Really? I mean, some of these performances I thought would have been a little bit better than that, but okay. Got one of the offensive linemen. D-line, no. Maybe linebacker. Number 6. DB, number 9. And then kicking, not even close. But postseason, nonetheless, Denver's back in the postseason in a very stacked division. The Chargers just fell apart again, which I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the Chargers seem to just blow the amount of talent they have all the time. So we'll see. Only time will tell. But the Patriots, speaking of a team that we traded a player to, obviously not the biggest name in the world, but still traded nonetheless. 84 for them, only an 82 for us. It's a little worrisome, but, okay, fair enough. Let's get into it and see if Rodgers can deliver this team to the Super Bowl. A little bit of Peyton Manning feels to it. Here we go, going to the end of the game. Offense looking pretty sharp, looking very sharp. 2 touchdowns right out the gate, 3 pretty much. And, kind of pulling a Kansas City here. This division is kind of not looking too hot here. Is no points at all. There you go. Touchdown should be enough to hold, and it will be, as kind of similar to what happened in the second quarter. Kind of happens against the Patriots this time. And moving on to the divisional. Yeah, obviously, as a Broncos fan, as a Broncos brass member, you're definitely feeling pretty good about the trade. Absolutely feeling good about it, even though your kind of financial future's a little worried. You're a little worried about it. You're like, okay, this is looking good, though. This is looking good. Chubb with 2.5. Even though he's playing really well down the stretch here, you kind of have to get rid of him. And still, I don't know what to believe as far as like what talent level he has. It's going to be really annoying, though, if he finishes like an 82, 83, 4, overall maybe, and then gets to superstar. That would be rough. But once again, even if we, wanted to go all in on him, I don't think we can afford it regardless. So I'm kind of just hoping there's some name I'm forgetting about that's making tons of money that we can get rid of next year. Because if not, we're going to have to kill the draft to even stay competitive, it seems. But the Chiefs split the series on the season. Let's see what happens in this one. The most important time of all, 84-82 yet again. Can this defense hold that offense? Can this offense beat that defense? I'd imagine so. So this could be a very high-scoring game. Of course, Rodgers, no stranger to the cold. Luckily, there's no snow here, though, because you never know sometimes. Just saying. But here we are. If you can beat this team, you can kind of beat anyone. So let's have it. 7-all, 7-14, 10-14. It's a good game so far, at least. 21-10, and almost spoke too soon. Missed the extra points. Special teams curse is just following these Green Bay guys. And, yeah, the question was, can the defense stop the Chiefs? And the answer is no. So maybe not his most recent season in Green Bay, but some of the postseason failures following Rodgers in the sense of defense, giving up too many points to keep up with. Offense did about as well as you could really ask for. Maybe against the Chiefs defense you'd ask for a little bit more, I guess, but you just can't win many games when you have to put up 42 just to win. All right, straight to the Super Bowl. Chiefs are probably in it, and they are the Cowboys. The one time I'm rooting for the Cowboys, believe it or not. Let's see it. And Dallas, wow, what a game. 42-45. Defense for Dallas couldn't do the job either, but fair enough. The Chiefs don't win it all. So very close, though. So that worry of, joining the AFC, having to go against that AFC talent was a valid one, as the Chiefs, as expected, were the team to kind of knock this team off. Not even kind of, physically knock them off, but I kind of say kind of because the defense did play pretty poorly. It felt like no matter who we were going to play, they were probably going to beat us, just as long as it was an okay offense. I just don't think we would have competed. But as far as, dev-ups go, I think it was just our edge rusher, which I suppose if we were going to get only one, this would have been the one besides maybe Sutton that I would have asked for. So, yeah, not a great season despite the fact that we came close. Not a lot of dev-ups. The overalls didn't really seem to go up that much, and obviously I did put the sliders on properly, like all about 150 or so. Offensive line had a couple of upgrades, I suppose, but overall, a little bit of an iffy season. But postseason success-wise, you can't really ask for too much more, right? It was still a fun time. Gave the Broncos fans something to cheer for, and once again, a lot of hopes going into the next season, as that was only the first year. That was only the taste. Yeah, you are losing some key names, perhaps, but they're not that big. Chubb was good down the stretch, but he wasn't great throughout. You still have the draft. I know there's going to be a little bit of lacking in picks again, but But you still have the draft, and, you know, even though we're losing some names, we still have a bit of cap. So unless we have to re-sign someone that, you know, once again, we're forgetting about, we could maybe still sign one big potential name, at least on the edge or something like that. But overall, yeah, I would consider that a success, right? You know, you've gambled your future a little bit, and I know the ultimate goal is the Super Bowl, but at the end of the day, we can't always just judge, okay, you traded a first-round pick, you know, 2 first-round picks, whatever, you didn't win a Super Bowl. Let's say you get to the championship 2-3 years out of those years and you don't win it all. Pundits are going to be like, oh, well, clearly didn't pay off, or didn't really pay off because you didn't win the big game, but not many teams win the big game. You know, it's 1 out of 32, so if you can at least make it to the divisional, make it to the championship occasionally, I think whatever it took to get there was probably worth it, right? Like, what would he have used that first-round pick on anyways? A quarterback, ironically enough? Maybe an edge rusher? Just saying. Franchise tag's $22 million. Chubb wants a 3-year $32. We kind of pulled the offer just to try and see if we had enough money for Draymond. And I think we're just going to let both of them go. Sam Martin is kind of old in Madden terms. I think the regression's a little premature for Madden. At the end of the day, it seems like, you know, punter, kicker, quarterback are lasting longer and longer every season almost by like a half a year, maybe 2, like, or a full year anyways. But yeah, everyone else, I mean, we're trying to keep the team as cheap as possible, so maybe we go for some big edge rusher name in free agency, but I also maybe want to play it a little safe, because even though this trade for Rodgers and Davante seems like an all-in trade, if you manage it right, it's not really all-in. You might still get some very, very quality years out of them, so you know, you don't want to just go completely broke and lose some key players because you wanted to make one run this season, you know. We got our DT in the draft. Tyler Davis is looking very good, so you can slow roll it a little bit. Saquon to free agency doesn't make a whole lot of sense for New York. Marquise, we're not going to go for a Kareem Hunt. We're not going to go for, what else do we want to do? J.J. Watt doesn't really fit the need. Tom Brady's retired in real life. Montez Sweat, I just don't think is worth it. I think that's just too much risk. I think before we make a signing here, if there even is anyone, because honestly, this is looking like a pretty weak group, I think we'll look to see if, once again, we can release anyone, because I've definitely seen Shelby Harris there, who, honestly, has probably outlived his Broncos days for some seasons now, rather than just, you know, right now, and we can see if we can get rid of him. We can save a little bit. It's a little bit. Anyone else I'm trying to think of? Maybe Cortland, but I don't think he's worth getting rid of. There you go, Glasgow. Maybe you'd get like a 6th off him. I'm just going to release him, give him free reign over his career. Darby would make a lot of sense too, I think. What's his zone coverage and man coverage? He's okay, but I think you release Darby here as well. You save some money and try to just build up a better roster. There's some contracts that just aren't, they didn't really age well, I guess I would say. Same with Shelby Harris. I will end up getting rid of him. He's not a bad player, and he's actually holding up well, but once again, I think we can do more with the money that those guys were carrying on the team. And as far as Anthony Hunt Johnson, probably should have been paid a little bit. So instead of just releasing him, I'm just going to bump his contract to like another 5 or 6. Wasn't technically cheating because we didn't use the money that we saved from him anyways. So while we did clear a bunch of cap, we still want to be careful, because if we do want to keep Cortland Sutton long-term, we probably do have to re-sign him. But if there's anyone here, maybe even Montez Sweat after all, that we want, I mean, this is, you know, this is kind of the time to go for him. I think Montez Sweat is such a big need, and once again, he's a very fast player, kind of missing that from Von Miller. Already got our slow guy on the other side. It's a little costly for my liking. I think I'm going to go with a 3-year just so I'm not risking as much, but at such a big importance of a position, I think it's worth it. Although that is a lot of money, though. I don't know what the situation is with Jordan Poyer on the Bills, but he is intriguing me here. I wouldn't want to do that. I'd probably do a 1-year 8. If he doesn't want to take it, that's his prerogative. I kind of went against my own advice and kind of like offered basically all of our cap room, so that's fun. But it doesn't matter because we don't get any of it anyways. We got Ioannidis for a 1-year 9.5, which is okay. It's not a very high-risk contract. It's a very, you know, fair value for both sides, but Sweat, that's a pretty big loss. Bradley Chubb is still there, but I just don't want to do a bid war for our former player. It is still cheaper than, well, I wouldn't even say it is cheaper than what he actually wanted, but let's see. 33.5, and that doesn't even put you in the conversation. So Maybe we sold, maybe we didn't. Nah, we sold. But it's not really, I say maybe we sold, kind of meaning. Really isn't much we could have done. Well, we got a punter. I don't know if he's actually available in real life, but it really doesn't matter in Madden too much. I just want the name, or the overall rather than the name itself. There's a bunch of 80 overalls there. If the game feels that they're worthy of being not re-signed, I'm not there to decline it. As long as it's not like a huge name like a wide receiver or something. And we did try to snag Callahan on a 1-year 5 and Ford on a 1-year 6. Neither of them went to us, unfortunately. So, yeah, you can see that overall. It's not far from the truth, but also being dragged down a little bit by the fact that... Wait, is Rodgers gone? I was about to say, dude. It says F. I don't know if that's just for depth, but I was about to say, dude. But what pick do we have? 26. We also owe Green Bay our first round next year on top of it. We got a couple of extra picks that we gained from last year. Smart move, but... Yeah, let's get that trade to Green Bay out of the way while we're, just not forgetting about it. So there's no point in hanging up on the details here in the first round. There's just no chance we're getting someone in the round for the first round anyways. Looking at what we have, this guy was on the list of, prospect people. He's just trash. I don't know why I just didn't remove him. And then we have all these guys, but here's the guy that I recently added more knowledge to. And he's a 3rd to 4th, so at the end of the day, if it comes down to that we don't pull the trigger on this guy, who's apparently a day 3 talent, gotta love that. Really? He's a day 3 talent? That feels unfair. Like, B block shed, B pursuit, B tackle with a B power is a day 3 talent? He is very fast, so I suppose you're getting like a poor man's sweat, I guess. That's if you take that literally, that's a completely different story. I forgot about DT. The Packers took him. So, ironically enough, a direct competitor with us in a way, because obviously, we just made a big trade with them. But we do have options. So there's a couple of DTs there. We definitely need to land at least one. We have Kingsley Keke still, apparently. I don't know what this team offered him, if it was a real-life thing or just we didn't have a lot of depth and the game auto-signed him or something, but he's still here. DT... Dwayne Elston looks pretty good, strong, decently fast. It's not the biggest need. I'd say the edge rusher is definitely a bigger need, but as far as what seems like it's safer, I would say, honestly, maybe even Timmy Gray, which is crazy, but I'm kind of feeling this Timmy Gray guy. This guy, though, I don't know everything about him. I wouldn't even call him, I wouldn't even go as far as to say he's a must-have guaranteed beast, but he looks good, and I would like to have him. Let's put it that way. Lots of different players. We don't have that much to work with, so I think with this one, we're going to trade down. I'll take a 5th-round pick from Tampa to move down a couple of spots. Whatever, man. It's like 2 or 3 spots. We got to trade down again, man. I want one of the DCs, but there's 2 of them. One doesn't look so much better than the other that I must have them. This Seahawks pick is actually not terrible, but I think we're going to make a manual trade with somebody. So we traded 60 and a 7th for 64 and a 5th, adding a couple of draft picks, nothing massive. They take that prospect guy, and I'm hoping a DT goes here. Like, I don't want to go earlier than normal. Oh, wait, is that guy? I think that's a guy that I mixed up with the other guy again, by the way. It is. Braden Hughes, man. He's a good player, but we need to do what we can. Nah, we need someone on the edge. We're going to go Braden Hughes. He looks super raw, but once again, we are in the 3rd round pretty much, so it makes sense. But a lot of potential with the speed and all that, so we're just hoping for something. Normal dev, 86 speed, 88 excel. He's got potential, like we said, because of athleticism, but yeah, we're definitely looking at another project at edge, which, honestly, isn't looking promising right now. Timmy Gray goes. I'm still debating it because we do need a DT bad. I might have another DT, though. I do have a day 3 DT, Mr. Merritt. Once again, looks a little more raw, but super strong. So, this is kind of what you're going to get when you don't have these crazy draft picks. I think, though, we need to trade up for Gilliard. We need to replace Alexander Johnson and even, honestly, perhaps Browning. So I think we're going to look to get someone decent here with the Niners pick. So let's move up. I don't know if those 4th or those 5th rounds are going to be enough. Probably not, but we'll make something happen. So we gave up Kiki, even though he really wasn't supposed to be a part of the trade. It's supposed to be 90 and 97 for 70 and 150, but it is what it is. The 5th round pick was next year, though. But yeah, with this pick, likely going to be taking a linebacker. Not even the biggest need, though. So I'm still debating this Elston guy. But once again, he's still here, which is a little worrisome. But then again, Timmy Gray did look pretty good. This guy could still be great, but that linebacker just looks so good. I'm going to take the linebacker, Gilliard. And he's hidden. Okay, so maybe we still should have taken the DT, but at the end of the day, we at least didn't make a bad choice. Maybe it wasn't the better of the two, but it was still a good one at least. We'll see in the end, I suppose. I'm going to be very mad if that Packers edge rusher is good, though, because we, full scouted him. And he looked good, but they said otherwise, so I don't know. The safety, Dakota Grant, is still there. I mean, it's risky, but I really feel like this guy could be something. Pick 13 with the Saints. Maybe take Albert Okwue-Bunam. We didn't really need him. We probably have to pay him next season, I'd say. So, I would assume they could also afford this. I would say they need a tight end. It's in top 5 needs. Right to 0. I think it's a fair trade. I would make that trade every day of the week if I was the Saints user. So, 7th round next year, and Albert Okwue, who is a 4th round pick previously. We kind of developed him a little bit behind Fant and played a year with Rodgers. So overall, I feel like it's a fair trade. And with that, we're going to be taking Dakota Grant, who once again looks very solid, 6'1", 21 years old, lots of time to develop, a hip power. Don't know about the man in zone, but athletic as well. So hoping for the best. Gimme. And it's another hidden. Oh, maybe not as athletic as I thought. Okay, what? I didn't really pay attention too hard because once again, it gives you 4th and 5ths, but I don't always look at the actual number. And I can attest there was a couple of 4 6s, 4 7s at the safety spot. So we lucked out kinda, but man, if he was normal, he would have been really bad. Really bad. And there goes Elston. So the Vikings take one of the guys we wanted. If this Merritt guy's not there next round, that's a massive L. Also, these corners, their ranking's pretty bad for athleticism, though. Because we do need a number 3 corner. Corners are really bad now. This DT's good, it seems, but a day 3, if he's not there at pick 9, it is what it is. I'm not really worried about it. Once again, I just hope that that Packers guy is not very good. But JD Merritt, once again, very strong. We'll see what we get out of him. And we get a normal dev, but once again, strong. 92 strength, 70 speed, 78 excel. There could be some potential there. I don't know, but maybe. Maybe he's a sick finesse guy. Probably not, but we're hopeful. Definitely hopeful. Maybe a little too hopeful, honestly. But at least, even though they still have picks coming from us the first round next year, at least we're done and dusted. We don't have to, owe the Packers anything anymore. We're all done. No worries. Jimmy Taylor, very athletic, looks rough, but we're going to grab him anyways. Normal dev, 89 speed, 91 excel. Once again, my athleticism radar is just completely busted today. Even that edge rusher, he was 86 speed, 88 excel. I thought he was going to be 87, 88 speed, maybe even higher excel, and obviously it wasn't the case. I also had a center, but once again, not really focused on O-line too much. We have linemen. It just really comes down to can we afford to keep them all when it comes down to the re-signing time, but I think we'll be fine. And all those 5th round picks that we got are going to start turning into next year picks. I doubt the Raiders will. It's fair. If the Raiders still want to make that trade, especially since it's a late 5th, I would view that as more as not even helping your opposing team, but actually hurting them because they're trading way too much for something that's really not worth it. And as you can see here, they are, as expected, not interested anymore. And we're going to grab Mason York, the fullback. Normal development trait. And, some of the things they were saying, hey, he looks pretty good and this, that, and the other thing. Great, elite, all that. Looked pretty good, so we take him. Just hoping the edge rusher is somewhere around 70. And more importantly, that the Packers guy sucks. And our guy, 70, fair enough. 70 right on the nose, 73 here, 73 there, 70 for the DT. So, once again, not a whole lot of draft picks to work with. 26 in the second was our highest. So, take it how you will. But let's actually take a look at some of their ratings. So, our new right outside linebacker is looking rough, but very fast. He's got bull rush, which is not actually his style, so we're going to put the finesse trade on. Not that it matters for Sim. Unless we need to do a new scenario for it or experiment, I don't think it matters. pretty sure we did that a while back and it didn't matter. So let's put that on. Oops. And let's actually remove that because he's not really a power guy anyways. So number 90 on the outside. Fair enough. Gilliard. I think he's going to play the new number 2 spot over Browning. Browning's, kind of similar to this guy, and the difference is Gilliard's already, hidden. Maybe even superstar better. Probably not, but perhaps. And he is not. Okay, but still a worthy addition to the team. We will take that. Once again, way better than the other draft at least. And like we said, we're pretty much just done with having to give anything away. That hit power was not as good as I thought, but new starting strong safety. I do like Stearns, but obviously this guy is hidden, and I suppose he's kind of ready to go. But yeah, not super great there. Let's take a look at those players that we missed. They were all pretty much second rounders or thirds. Right here he is, Wes Brooks. And you know what? Even though he actually does have a lot of potential, EA wasn't technically wrong. So we're okay with it. That's fine. It is what it is. What about Shea? They put him on the prospect thing, and as always, the prospect thing is wrong. Here's Stewart. We had him on our list, but he really didn't look that promising, and he's kind of similar to what our guy was. But here's the one I think we're going to regret. Timmy Gray, of course, hidden development trait. What about Elston as well? I think he went to the Vikings. But outside of that, I think everything else is, we kind of dodged some bullets, and we did about as well as we could. Star dev. We regret it, but not by, that much, I suppose. Our guy was still okay. And here's Elston, 66 overall. Oh, my. Not bad, though. It's a weird 66. He's actually pretty good. I'm not really sure. It's just awareness, I guess. Because he looks pretty good. 75 power move, 69 block shed, 87 strength. Compared to our guy, I don't know how good he actually turned out. Oops. Where's our guys? Our guy was a 4th rounder, too, so that's actually a super steal. You look at him. Our guy kind of looks worse. He also doesn't, once again, have the damn trait, dude. He doesn't use power moves, but he's a power move guy, kind of, technically. Suppose if you're in a user league where you don't switch these things, you'd probably start just upgrading finesse, which is a bit of an L, because obviously power move typically gives block shed, whereas finesse is really inconsistent. But all right, the train keeps rolling. All right, going to year 2. Kind of year 3, because year 1 is the most work we had to do, trying to make contracts work, sign players, draft for real life class, all that. But year 2 of actually playing, Rodgers, I bumped back to a 95. Davante, he's 30. I'm kind of starting to, this is a position where I'm like, okay, well, nowadays, with the way the protection rules are, the quarterback position, it really comes down to arm strength and vision. If you keep those things, you can play at a high level for a long time. But as far as the receiver goes, speed does matter for the most part. So, I'm probably going to let Davante just kind of regress as normal unless it's really harsh. If he goes to 31 years old, has 2K yards again or whatever, and drops a 94, I'll probably bump him to a 97. But I don't think I'm going to do too much for Davante. Rodgers, like I said, I bumped him to a 95. He still was pretty damn good. Had a little bit more picks than normal, but obviously he's still more than usable, obviously. Sutton, I'm a little worried about. He's 27. He's going to regress this season if he doesn't dev up. He might even regress no matter what because he doesn't have superstar before regression. But the team is still trending in the right direction, but definitely still some question marks with youth. And, question marks youth as in they're too young and they're not developed yet. But there is, once again, potential. We really need this feller to get going. But 25 years old, I'm likely going to re-sign him, but I don't know if I'm going to re-sign him as our number 2 corner. We may look for someone new in the future, but yeah, that's the team pretty much, and let's get on to it, see if we can actually get to the Super Bowl this time. Holding a press conference, and they said, you're 3-0 already you're so far. What's the reason? And we're like, praise Aaron Rodgers so he doesn't leave. Realistically, when someone has a really good game and they're like, all glory to God, and they're like, praise God. Now around here they're like, all glory to Rodgers. We don't want him to throw a hissy. Yeah, I'm throwing a little shade at Rodgers. Come on to a podcast and start yelling at me. We're 5-0. Raiders are 0-5. Bet we lose. No? Surprised. All right, let's see if Hamler is star dev or not. I was hoping to build it. Damn it again. I don't think thoughts of him being a good player were premature. I think the problem is that he sucks. Because 2 times now. Really? The team finally took their first loss, and I felt it was no better time to go for re-signings than when we've been humbled. My man's here is an alright overall, and he's young, and he's, star dev. I'm still kind of thinking, is it worth it? I mean, I suppose. It's star dev young. I already like him a lot in the game anyways. So, Cushionberry, a little bit older, a little bit lower overall, but looks better. I mean, I suppose you just keep the line intact. It's a decent-looking team, I suppose. I'm also thinking it kind of depends on Hamler's play. Very cheap contract, so I think you keep him no matter what. A 2-year 6 is fine, but not really a great-looking year. Last year was his breakout year, but even then, it's because he has a bunch of other players, but I don't know. But Matthew Ioannidis, just got him. Probably just going to let him go. He's probably going to regress. And then Oje Mudia, I'm going to go for a 3-year 15. I kind of see him as the number 3, to be honest. I really do. But I don't know what we did, but we did something because we have a lot of money now. Huge opportunity, please. Oh, come on. We had Merritt fail and now Braden Hughes, dude. That's massive L's. All right, 12-4 versus 12-4. Can we get the bye week? We can't. Tell me someone was way higher than us. Thank you. 2 games higher. It's fine. Fair enough. I mean, we did really well, but we definitely struggled down the stretch there. Once again, we already said it. Not the time you want to be sucking. It's you usually want to do well at the end, but you can see here, decent bit of losses near the end, but I suppose could have been worse. It was still a decent year, obviously. But, yeah, let's take a look at the numbers, see if Rodgers is still at the top of his game or not. And I don't see him on the list. Mariota, though. Uh-oh. He's still great. Okay. 44 touchdowns, 10 picks, 4,600 yards. Rushing was pretty good, too, with touchdowns. Javonte was a little bit worse than normal, I think. I'm pretty sure he's been pretty good for us, so... Yeah, I mean, not by much. Not by, but a little bit. Davante, pretty good. Worse than last year, though, obviously. Sutton got involved. Maybe Superstar, doubt it. Hamler, better than before. We did sign him to that 2-year 6, which, honestly, he probably deserves a little more than that. But, fair enough. And Fant really hasn't been doing a whole lot for us. Depth on the O-line's kind of bad, but, bunch of great players. Not worried about it. Gilliard, maybe Rookie of the Year. Sack totals, though. I mean, it's not surprising. Oh my, of course. The one time I don't fully believe in him, he goes off with 6 interceptions. But, yeah, off the pass rush for once in Sim, at least it makes sense, right? We don't have a good pass rush at all. Brady, Rodgers, fair enough. Brady to the... Jesus, man. But, of course, looking at some awards, we didn't win this. Oh, no. Rodgers, best quarterback, we'll take it, but... Damn, dude. Either way, I mean, there was some things to like, obviously, and once again, we're back in the postseason. So far, especially beating out the Chiefs for the division title, definitely worth every penny so far. And obviously, the cap situation's under control for the most part. We're still kind of lacking in the overall, though. We do actually have a lot of, holes. So does your ma, and I'm going to fill it when, don't know where that came from. But let's get into this sim. Against the Steelers, I mean, this is a beatable team, a winnable game. Don't know who their quarterback is. It probably showed, and I just, didn't look. Maybe it's actually, a real-life name. And, man, McMahon, dude, he just misses kicks. He really just does. 27-20. Should be 20. Well, I wouldn't say it should be 28, because we probably wouldn't have gone for 2, which that's what it seemed like. And Pittsburgh, kind of feeling weird here. Oh! They actually took it to overtime. This is one of the biggest chokes of recent history. No way. I'm sorry, Broncos fans, but this is what... Huh? This is what happens when you bring Rodgers on. Your team just completely chokes it. And, yep, it's not even Rodgers' fault, but your team... Wait, did we win? Wait, why are they looking excited? Why were they looking excited? We lost to Jameis! Oh my god, dude. What was it like? Was it 24-0 in the fourth? That's just not even Rodgers' fault here. But, I mean, as a Packers fan, I've said that a lot. So, good job, McMahon. Missed a field goal and an extra point. He's gone. He's out of here. Let's take a look. 21-7 in the fourth quarter. You enter the fourth with some sort of crazy lead and you lose anyways. Way to go. Wow, disappointing early playoff exit involving Rodgers. Who would have thought? That's actually such a joke, dude. Look at our ranks. I mean, even defense was actually all right in certain aspects. I mean, I don't know how you don't win the Super Bowl with those ranks, but the Bengals, the number 1 seed in the AFC. I don't know about the NFC side, but the Bengals do win it all, so there's that. 9-8 Niners. Why is it like the game is like replicating real life too much? Could you relax, EA? Go back to your unrealism bullcrap. Looking at offense, though, no DevOps, not even Hamler, which is harsh. Defensively, nothing. No. We got one. Not that it probably even matters, but how old is he? 24, superstar, 83 power move. I mean, I'm still just like, okay, then what? So what? What's so great about you? But of course, Tyler Davis. He's been kind of sneaky, but he's actually, been deving up and, overall up, if you will. Upgrading. 86 block shed, 73 power move, but very good block shedder. We like him there, the number 1. We've got to do something with the defense. It's not just the defense, but that does seem to be the main issue. And of course, Cortland Sutton, man. What a talent he could be if he would have just got superstar, dude. And once again, I think he's about to regress. I thought it... No, it doesn't. I think it's next week. I think it is. Did the regression already hit? I have no idea. But we're going to do some re-signings if we even have anyone. I think we already kind of took care of all that. But maybe there's some stragglers we forgot about. McManus, I don't know what his contract's like, but we gotta replace him. I don't care. We just got to replace him. Ioannidis, way too much money for a guy that really didn't even boost us too much. Well, at least in the pass rush department, but realistically, he's not that great of a block shed guy, right? Yeah, like 72 block shed. That's, I mean, the numbers look good on the run defense, but it surely wasn't him, right? I mean, he's not very good at block shedding. Rico Gafford, I mean, he's probably getting paid a lot more than this in real life, but yeah, I was about to say, fair enough, makes sense. Because he's worth some money for kick return purposes. I don't feel this is like the time just yet to go all in, but we might be getting close. Rodgers ain't getting much younger. I know it's kind of like just obvious that I keep just dropping him, just letting him drop 1 overall, but I'm thinking we boost him back to a 94, because once again, he did play well, and it's not guaranteed that you play well in Sim just because you're a high overall. We've seen lots of high overalls suck in the past. I'm going to drop his speed a little bit, though. He's definitely lost some speed over the years, without a doubt. Throw power, we're going to put at 92. I just want to get him to a 94 if I can. I guess 93 then. There we go. 94 overall. There's going to be someone complaining about this even. I really don't care. But Davante didn't boost his overall, but he's a 99 just based on like upgrading, I guess. And where's the regression? We surely would have hit regression by now. Was Sutton 88 and then he dropped to an 87? I can't remember. Bro, I don't know what's happening. I don't really care. The regression would have already hit, right? Because we're at free agency now. But yeah, at this point, interior D-line and just pure edge would be our main goal in free agency. But looking around at what you're seeing here, and I'm not really liking it. Fletcher Cox isn't really even... Well, maybe he's worth it because he's actually only asking for like 9 mil. But overall, another weak free agency class. It is interesting to see that Miles Jack is here, and he's really not asking for a whole lot, but I don't know. Did Anthony Johnson retire, by the way? I was about to say, because I don't remember even getting a prompt to resign him, which, fair enough. Miles Jack, he's a very good player for that money. And an anchor like that, a guy like him, definitely adds some great value to your team, so we're going to offer him the 4-year 60, which I think is beyond fair. Tucker is a free agency player. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's a 1-year contract. I don't know how good I feel about him being the guy going forward, but I mean, we're willing to pay some money. Gilmore, I said no going all in, but we got to spend some money, I think. I got to take a look at the contracts just to make sure there's no youngsters that need contracts like Patrick here. But if not, then we got to spend some money, even if it's just these 1-year contracts. They could add up, and maybe even be enough to push us over the edge for the Super Bowl, but you know, I'm not really seeing anyone like that we can really bet on long term. So, I mean, the kind of the best case is these guys. Jason Sanders, I feel like Miami's going to have good cap room for a long time, so I don't think he would be a free agency player anyways. But at least Tucker, it makes sense. 34, you never know. Maybe lost a step, even though he's a good overall. Ravens losing money. I don't freaking know. Stop yelling at me, okay? I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. I don't do that either, to be honest. Devon Hamilton. We could use an interior guy, obviously, but I think we have enough of those pure block shed types. Keanu Neal's a freaking X factor. All right, so Bowles needs a contract, but if we even decide to keep him, he'd be probably half that. Same with Simmons. If we decide to keep him, he'd probably be half that as well. Maybe not half that, but like maybe like 30% cheaper. What else do we have? Sertan, definitely going to be someone you have to pay a lot to. Javante's, yeah, somewhat expensive. Miners. I feel like you're kind of like base mid. I think we probably need about 20-25 mil to be able to keep the team going. So, yeah, I might drop Miles Jack to like a 4-year 58. If we don't get him, it'll probably help us in the end, but not having that middle linebacker role locked up would be kind of rough, but we'll see. As, actually, I just kept it at 60, didn't I? Damn it. If we get him, though, that's all that really matters. And, all right. I mean, we've got 2 one-year guys, so, you know, if we do put ourselves in a bit of a spot for cap, that's fine, because obviously Gilmore and Tucker will be gone, or most likely at least Gilmore will be gone next season. And then Miles Jack, yeah, we're kind of locked in for 4 years, but 28 years old superstar, he should at least never drop below 84 overall with us, and by then we probably can release him, probably be like the last season, so I don't hate the moves. I don't. Ooh, sneaky little deal here. Akeem Hicks, I know you're like, what the hell? He's 79 years old. 79 overall, 34 years old. But he's actually still pretty good. I think he's like 83 power move, 82 block shed. And yeah, 1 year 5 for him. Not bad. Trying to chase that ring. Okay. All right. I wish this was the year that we had our own first-round pick because there's some pretty good talent. It is, there's still a lot of good players near the end of the first round or early second. I didn't get to look at this guy. This guy was the prospect guy. I didn't look at him because he was a 1-2. He started as a 2-3. Definitely interested to see what he's like, but yeah, I'm not really like too worried about it. This guy looked pretty good. I had to put more scouting on him, and I'm so glad I did because they gave me absolutely nothing. I think the only thing they gave me was zone coverage, which is a D, so based on just what I know, I can't go for him. This was my number 1 edge prospect. We'll see if they gave me anything with him. Power move B, finesse C. I think we trade up maybe even our next year first round for like an early second just to guarantee him. And then I had this guy also. How good is he? I mean, he had so much potential with the 40-yard and the 30 reps, but once again, they didn't really give me enough to say he's good. That power move could be a freaking A for all I know. I highly doubt I can go for him, though, just based on what we know. Let's go to the next round. If Horton's there, I'm going to, even though I don't believe in him, and I believe in this other guy we have more, I'm probably just going to wait until one of them goes, like our, normal tactics are. But yeah, I don't know. I also don't know about this guy. I wanted to scout him, but I just ran out of scouting things. Edge is more important than corner this year, though, so I really should have used it on Lynch anyways, but I mean, we've passed that freaking bridge, haven't we? The thing is, we can maybe keep our first round next year if we get to, like, pick 8 or something. Yeah, I said Horton, but I really think that guy that we were looking at he's the better. Well, I mean, I don't know if he's better, but he's just the better decision for us, so we're gonna make a trade up. I don't know if we actually, once again, need to give it up. I don't know. This is definitely not going to be enough, so we'll see what we can do, even if it's a third next year instead. I really do not want to give up that first-round pick. First time we'll have a first-round pick, and we're going to throw that away. I don't think so. And we changed the 4th, so we made it a 5th, and we gave him a 3rd next year. We keep the first-round pick. It worked out for us. Of course, we may still have to trade up again anyways, because there is a lot of talent here that I like, but yeah, as for right now, we made a good play, and with that, I'm worried, but I think there is only one choice. What was the other guy? 6'6". Okay, 6'2". I thought if he was 6'6", I was like, okay, that's kind of like an EA creation. But this guy, just based on what we can see, he's gotta be our best bet. I'm going to go for him. Brent Collins. Normal development trait, 87 Excel. If he's not at least like a 73, 74 overall, I mean, what do they even do with this scouting? Like, once again, I get it. In real life, scouting isn't clear-cut, but it's a video game. They're giving us pure grades that are supposed to be taken as fact. I don't know how you scout if you can't even depend on the small bit of information you get, you know? But I bet you this DT, Brandon Russell's going to be insane. I bet you what? How much you want to bet he's insane? If he's there at 16, I'm going for him, but I highly doubt he will be. He had a really... Well, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about him, but I do know that his combine was insane. The freaking Browns, dude. I mean, we don't have a lot to work on here. I mean, I almost debate you still have to give up a first-round pick to try and get this pick, but I want to keep that first, but we're kind of blowing the load here anyways by, you know, removing everything else. Baron Browning's actually not bad. We gave him 58 next, Browning, and a 4th this for that pick. I still don't think that's enough, so I'm going to also give them another 4th. Even though it's a little late, it's still another 4th. It adds up, and of course you can't even put it on. It's going to be so hard to pass on that corner who doesn't even look that good, but like his combine, he's 6'3" and all that, he's going to be great. Watch. I mean, look at how fast. In a user league, you absolutely take him no matter what because you can work around, you know, bad ratings, but insane athletics. But for a rebuild, I don't care if the guy's like 88 speed or 95 speed as long as he's really good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to debate like that trade-up decision. We only really, I mean, we kind of need multiple DTs, but we only really need one DT for now. I'm having a hard time with this because even this guy, like day 3, looks really good. But you made a trade up. It's realistic. I'm just going to go for him. Brandon Russell. Normal development trait again. Thank you. Well, I think it's safe to say Horton's not good because he's still there. My other guy, Lynch, is still there. I don't know if he's any good or not, but I'm not going to bet on him. You know, F for zone coverage for a 3-4 edge is pretty iffy. And I think for right now, there's 2 decent-looking centers, Ward and Hull, and we're going to do the old classico move. Lynch goes to the Texans. I'm definitely not going to remember that, but, you know, maybe I'll remember it. It's looking good, though. None of the centers have went yet. They will soon, though. And when they do, one goes, I am trading up for the other. Not that we really need a center, but both guys are pretty athletic. They're both like 6'4". You know, they could both play tackle, I suppose. And there's one can't trade interdivision. Oh, this is bad. Okay, I thought we were going to lose him. I mean, we could trade interdivision. It's not super unrealistic, but I don't know. With how many trade-ups we've had, you know, they have to assume we're gearing up for a season here. So, I mean, if I'm them, I don't trade. Oh, we owe this to the freaking other guys. Damn it. This is actually a lot closer than you would think. I kind of didn't think it was, but I also didn't remember that the pick was like right there. So let's trade this off as well because this is not our pick. Oh, this is why I forgot to do it last time. Like, we've managed the team well, but man, have our draft classes just been beyond terrible. They've been so bad. But let's take Mr. Phillip Ward first head into the draft, maybe. Thank you. I mean, it's something. I suppose it's something. I think the other guy did look better in my opinion, but I guess it probably doesn't really matter. Horton, I still will not bet on, but it is interesting that he was still there. I mean, if he's still there to this point, I'm almost... I mean, really, dude? How bad do you have to be? A 4.5 340? Like, how did he can't be that bad, can he? Can he really be that bad? I guess. We might take one of these guys. I don't know who's the best, but I'm kind of thinking maybe we take one. But they're both there, so we might pull the old center trick again. They're both kind of like, not super great, but good enough. I don't know what day 3 means in this category or this situation, so I'm going to trade down, I think. We do have, in essence, the starters anyways, so we'd really just be trying to hit a home run. I don't know what this pick is, but 108 this year is one pick back. Nice. Okay. Glad they gave us a whole 7th round to get us off our spot. The Buccaneers are offering us a 3rd round, but, I mean, realistically, that's That's what I'd be expecting here anyways. It's a still pretty high 4th round pick. Let's go back to the Patriots. We're adding 7th round picks, and they are very realistic. You know, a couple of spots. If anything, this one was unrealistic because it hurt us. And, of course, they go with the DT right then and there. Oh, man. That's just unfortunate. I'm going to go to the next pick, and if our DT's not there and Horton's there, I'm just going to do it. I don't care. I really don't care anymore. We need edge, but not that badly. Horton's still there, of course, and the DT's gone. I said it. I meant it. Horton. 85 speed, 88 excel. We'll see what we got. Once again, you can work with that speed and excel. He's got to be a 59 overall, though. He's got to just be something awful. There's no way he's not. But yeah, another L draft. We had 2 7s from the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have been kind of chill. I can give it to them. They've actually been pretty cool with their trades. They've actually made realistic ones, and I'm behind them all the way now. So we have 2 kickers that are good kick power. We have Chip Weston and Kirk McCoy. I really don't know who's better. We have a D awareness here, so I can't imagine he's better than Weston. What's Weston? C. Okay, we're going Chip Weston. 93 kick power. We take that. Best freaking pick of the draft is a kicker. Let's go. We're going to take this tight end because tight ends are expensive. Why not? 80 speed, 82 excel. He's going to be terrible, but at least we got ourselves a backup that we don't have to quote-unquote pay. It's going to be a lot cheaper than paying like 1 to 2 mil for a proper free agent tight end. This guy will be making probably like $600K a year. All right, give me some good overalls. Please give me some good news. Oh, Horton wasn't even that bad, to be honest. But yeah, another really bad freaking draft. Brent Collins, I will say, is all right. But once again, swim move when he's a power guy makes no sense. He's probably the projected starter. I don't remember what Braden's overall was looking like. Russell, let's compare him to our guy. Once again, a better than expected for sure with that overall, so he probably will automatically be a starter over Merritt as well. Phillip Ward, I think, is going to be the projected left tackle going forward, and you can kind of agree with that because he's a finesse type, and he's more of a pass-blocking type, despite the fact that he was drafted as a center. I feel like that is the intention with these guys. Maybe a little undersized, and maybe gain like 10, 15 pounds, but star development trait, left tackle, wearing 56, which is a little bit of an L, but Horton, I mean, I'm just saying, is he even a coverage? What is he, a cover? He's not coverage. He's not bad. I mean, in a user league, I'd have to compare the 2 speed. No, I wouldn't even have to. This would be my guy without a doubt. Although spin move does suck, but he would be my guy. He'd be my guy on the edge over Collins. But since Collins does have better, ratings already, and it's oh my god, look at that accuracy. It's a rebuild. Technically, he's better, but in a user league, I'd definitely work with Horton more. So, not great, obviously, but a lot better than I would have expected for a 1 to 2 guy sitting there in the 4th. I was eyeing this guy up because he was still there, and he was like a 1 to 2 guy. He fits what we need pretty nicely, so I'm glad that we didn't take a hidden development trait D-end and took a normal dev outside edge guy and star development trait. I thought even in super starts, it's good, but Merritt had a couple of chances himself to dev up, and he just didn't, so I just got to find this cornerback and the other guy. Oh, here he is. Claxton. Normal dev. Man, I'm just losing the touch, to be honest. I'm just losing it. Here's Gerald Lynch. Oh, maybe I'm not losing the touch. I'm just not pulling the trigger on the right people. Although, like, what? Like, that's just an awful build. Like, no coverage, no catching, no pass rush, slow, yet he's the hidden. Can't wait for him to be, like, an X Factor or something. It's just, like, super raw player, star dev. I mean, can you really blame us for passing on him, though? I mean, for what we needed, our guy is technically better. Once again, normal development trait isn't the hardest thing to dev up. So, I mean, that guy's pretty raw. But like I said, Horton would definitely be my guy in a user league. Just not in a user league, so I'm glad that I always bring that up. We also let Melvin Gordon go. I completely forgot about that. We definitely should have looked to replace him with a proper running back. There might still be a chance. There's a lot of free agent running backs. Going to try to get rid of any expensive contracts we can as well, which Bowles probably should be one of them, but, I mean, unless we find a realistic kind of move, I think he's just too good to replace. I mean, he may be let go to free agency, but as far as, like, right now, I think you keep him. But yeah, Russell, 78 power move. All right, so he is much better than Merritt at least, but yeah, once again, a little bit of an L. What's going to be worse is when we look at Braden and we see that the guy we just drafted is actually worse already. So Braden, much faster. 74 finesse move. I will say that Collins is already a better pass rusher and he's barely played. He's also 2 years younger. So yeah, Collins is going to be drafted to start. And maybe Hughes gets traded off. Maybe. I don't know. Like, who's worth what? All right, so we do drop some unwanted cap tying, if you will. I don't freaking know. With McManass. I always call him that. Rich Bridge. He's actually not bad, but Weston has higher potential with that kick power. And gotta love those draft picks. We finally have a first-round pick, but no second or third. So it's like, what is it really? You know, what's the difference? You traded a second and a third up. You could probably get to the first round anyways. So, yeah, our trade-ups were not worth it there at all, unfortunately. For that free agency running back backup, Justin Jackson's going to be our guy. So here's the year 3 roster. Rodgers, obviously, still pretty high, 94 overall. We did have to keep him up there a little bit, but if he sucks at all, we'll let the regression hit. Sutton, I don't know if he needs a contract. He's 28. He can't really go up too much, but if he gets to superstar, maybe he can last an extra year or something. I don't know. But the offensive line, going to be needing to start Ward next season, so Bowles is just going to be let go to free agency, I think. Yeah, you can maybe get something for him. He's still pretty good, 32 years old. But, yeah, I mean, even though he's really good, unless it's really cheap contract, I just don't think we can do it. So, yeah, that's pretty much that for the offense. Defensively, Miles Jack, a very good addition to the team, makes the Anthony Johnson loss, almost feel like it never happened. Gilmore is a huge addition. Hicks is a decent addition. I don't know how he'll play compared to Ioannidis, but we're hoping to get some value out of him. And then Russell's going to get the start as Merritt really did nothing with his chance, and he already doesn't look as good. Corners look great, like I said. Safeties look pretty good. We'll see what happens with Simmons. I don't know what his contract's going to be. Anything under 4-year, ask, please. Not off to a great start in the season. Gotta admit it, but I will say re-signings, even sadder. But Patrick is the #1 guy to re-sign, obviously. And we're going to be giving him a 6-year, near $100 million deal. Sorry, pal. Not quite, but almost. Quinn Miners, obviously worth every penny. He's a great-looking player. His power stuff kind of sucks, which is kind of what he's supposed to be doing good things for. But a 5-year, 50 pretty much. Yeah, 45 really, but who's counting besides him and his agent? Really. Simmons, I said under 4. I don't really want to tag him, but I think I'm going to tag him. Tucker, if he's near that, we'll probably keep him. And then Davante has played really well for us. It helps having Rodgers on the team, but a 5-year 41, I think, is fair. Obviously, what he was asking for is just way too low for how well he's played. And, yeah, Bowles isn't asking for that much, so we'll see when it comes down to it. But, I don't know. I feel like we have what we need in order already. And then, once again, with Simmons, I think that's a tag. You just can't give him a 4-year deal. If he wants that, but in 2-year form, for the most part, a 2-year 30, I'd do it. Thank you, guy. Really, I love it. We made a turnaround in the season, but was it enough? It was, even with the loss. Look at this trash season for all of us. 9-8, 9-8, 9-8, freaking 5-12. Wait, 9-8, 9-8, 9-8. Yeah, that was correct. I don't really think you need to say that what the season was like. It was kind of bad. Rodgers, I think we're going to let the regression hit. That's a pretty bad year for him. Davante, almost 6 yards per carry. Everyone else is pretty trash. I'm not saying this is the year, this is the window, but it probably is, even though that, once again, our defense is, specifically the pass rush, we just have not found anyone. Even Tucker was bad. I can kind of see why the team isn't consistently doing well. I'll just put it that way. Collins won Defensive Rookie of the Year with 6 sacks. Of course, he did have probably a lot of tackles and all that, but really, 6 sacks is good enough? Okay. Our overall is finally decent, at least 87 overall, but for how long? We got a lot of regressions coming. 13-6, they missed an extra point. About time somebody misses a field goal or an extra point that isn't us. 23-13, fourth quarter. It's anyone's game still. We hold on with a field goal. And defense. Holy crap. I think they literally, like, just ran out of time right at the end. Once again, the choking needs to stop. We've got to stop. But as far as receiving is not bad. Defensively, sack totals, any? Got a couple of names in there. Miles Jack with a pick. Tucker! Oh my! They missed an extra point and a field goal like we did last season. The kicker move was it. Did you have fun? Yeah, I had lots of fun, man. Keep giving me wins. I'll take them. I don't understand this. He was an 87 overall, and then I upgraded power move, and he went -1 morale. I don't know what the theory is there, but I don't know. That's weird. Again, 74 overall, +1 temp, -1 morale. What does that even mean? Don't say nothing happened then. It's the same thing. +1, -1 is the same thing as nothing. Like I said with Horton, though, dude, did we make the wrong call and should have just started him? Just saying. I mean, the prospect things have been pretty bad overall, but as long as you don't go for him the first 3 rounds, it's not bad to have him. And also, the game's frozen, if you wanted to know that. Anyone but the Chiefs, please? I mean, not much better, but here we go. Against the Bengals, who are also an 87 overall. I mean, considering where we started and where they started, I mean, not bad pacing. Could be worse, obviously. Could be back to 82 overall like we were for ages. But here it is, divisional round. Closer than we've been in some time. The best team we've had so far, I'd imagine, right? I mean, you're not going to keep Gilmore next season. Hicks is okay. Sutton's going to be gone. I mean, I wouldn't say that, it's kind of hard to say, like, this is the best season. Maybe that will be the best season going forward, but, I mean, maybe not so far. 2013, we really needed that. Defense, it's okay, but we're choking again. I mean, it's not even a choke, because it's not really a choke if you can't even move. Yeah, we lost again, dude. This is just so BS, dude. I get the Bengals are a decent team, but, like, can we even come close to being a team that's good here? Please? Rodgers with 2 interceptions in the postseason. I don't even know if that's, like, when's that even happened. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Chidobe Awuzie with 2 picks. I mean, once again, we haven't built the best team, and I have been a huge part of that, with just failing to draft really that well, but I mean, it's not like every other team drafts perfectly every time, right? I mean, they keep some really bad contracts on top of it, so we still have to be one of the better teams, I'd imagine. But let's go to the Super Bowl, see if we have any dev-ups, see what kind of regressions and potential retirements we have. And glad the Bengals wasted our spot anyways to give it to their division rival. How nice of them. And they won the Super Bowl with it. Nice. Dev-ups. Anyone, please. One of the pass rushers or defenders at least. Nothing on offense is expected. Defense. Again, no dev-ups. This might be a little bit of a reach, but I'm going to give him a dev-up for Rookie of the Year. I don't really care at this point. I mean, the other guy got dev-ups, and he probably didn't even deserve them. Number 46. How the hell did he even play well as an edge rusher wearing number 46? Should have been illegal. That is harsh, dude. Well, another wasted season. Looking at the other side of this thing, Jerry Jeudy. X factor for the Packers. I mean, obviously he became their number 1, so it's kind of, more obvious and more expected for him to be really good in the game. But, I mean, Sutton never really did anything for us. He was all right, but Jerry Jeudy pretty good. What year would any of their rookies have been in? Collins, no. Drew Lock. They still got Drew Lock. Oh, my God. Stokes. I'm just trying to see, like, who they drafted with those picks. Did they just draft a bunch of busts? They drafted this guy, but that was last season. Brandon Smith was one of them for sure. He's not bad, but he hasn't really developed super well. Did they go edge? I thought they did. Ooh, Rashawn Gary looking beastly, 97 overall. It's pretty insane. Great power move. I mean, unless they drafted a lineman. Oh, this guy, I forgot. They grabbed Neal as well. Yeah, I mean, I can't say that it was a better trade for them, but they made out all right on it. They definitely, it could have been a lot worse. It turned out decently. So he wants a 3-year 39, which is ironic because we gave him an offer of a 2-year 30. He'd probably actually take that right now. Once again, I'm willing to do a 2-year 26.8. Want to play for a new team? Well, you're just not going to. Oh, he may. Ah, damn, that was an L, but we have to keep him. He's too good of a player not to. And then Tucker was pretty good in the playoffs. Maybe not so much in the regular season, but we'll grab him back if we can. I'm glad that he said no for a 1 year 5.5. I mean, it's not like he can really go anywhere that's going to be way better for him. So, I don't know. Garrett Bowles, if he wants to stay, I'll pay it. Glad he left. I mean, okay, see you later, everybody. So let's look at what we have and what we need to do. Sutton has been decent, but not elite. We can get rid of him for a 13 mil savings. I'm definitely looking at wide receiver without a doubt. Rodgers is a 91 overall, fair enough. Davante's still good. I think you might have to pay Rodgers next season. D-line obviously needs some help. Edge, we can't really do anything with. A corner, maybe. So, honestly, if there's a sick wide receiver, then I think we go all in and then trade Sutton, have Davante and a sick wide receiver. No excuses for Rodgers. I mean, the defense wasn't great, but it was good enough if you don't throw those 2 freaking picks. But let's see it. 46 mil, technically a little bit more if you consider the fact that we can trade off Sutton. Rondale Moore isn't really what we're looking for. Not a bad player, but not built to play the number 2 spot, obviously. Elijah Mitchell's all right. Aaron Donald, I think, is almost like a just you have to make the play. Evan McPherson's still there. Or not still there, but you know what I mean. He definitely gets a contract, so that's a thing that I wouldn't be going for. Josh Sweat's not bad. This isn't what we're looking for, unfortunately. This is, once again, another really bad free agency class. But with our interior struggles, with our pass rush struggles in general, I'm willing to pay whatever gets Aaron Donald here. And if that's a 1 year 22, it's fine. I'm a little surprised that there's not more interest, though. Like, how is a 1 year 21 so much better than what he's asking for? In the game's mind, we're offering him like a can't miss. Am I missing something here? He's still insanely talented. What? Is he trash? Heh? Bro, it's like the age doesn't even matter. You can just erase the age. It's literally the same guy anyways. Also, negative funds. I don't know why that happens in the game. I don't know if anyone knows, but like the funds are so bad. Do they have like the base settings on really bad for like food prices and all that? And as far as kicker goes, I mean, I just don't think like we have the sliders on pretty high for kicker punter, obviously, but would they let him go? I don't think they would, but it's the Chiefs. They're kind of, they're not the best off for cap, so we're going to take Harrison Butker and run with it. Is Kenneth Walker really that slow? 84 speed? How the hell is anyone going to draft him? Why would you draft him? Why would you do that? Man, I still can't believe there's no big name here at wide receiver. I mean, I'm probably going to be looking to draft one, but man, that's rough, dude. That is iffy. Ooh, I didn't even notice Christian Barmore there. I mean, I didn't hate what we have going on. Although we're kind of, even though it feels like we're really rich as hell, I mean, we don't have that much money. I mean, I guess we're just going to rock with Aaron Donald as our only signing. And if he doesn't sign, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to actually be so... I might even force it. Like, I actually may force it if he doesn't accept Harrison Butker. And there's a reason why I said that. Because it just was, like, so clear-cut that he was going to join us that it would have just been broken if he didn't, honestly. But, yeah, as far as what we may need to target, another offensive lineman, because it's always good to have a backup plan. And also, Reisner's not getting any younger. Wide receiver, number 2, may be one of our biggest needs. Aaron Donald's a 1 year, but if we have the money, we may be able to keep him another year if he doesn't decide to retire. So, corner, perhaps. Left end is probably the number 1 need besides, DT left end, or, whatever we can find to put in that spot. Pay attention to safety, and then wide receiver number 2, no matter what. I put this guy on the scouting earlier. Oh, I didn't even notice he was 23. Super fast, deep route F. Yeah, I don't know about that now, buddy. How can there be so many wide receivers, though? There's so many. Half of these guys gotta be second rounders. Look at this. Like, look at this. I mean, that's like, what, 10 plus first round picks for wide receiver? That's crazy. All right, start the draft. There's so many wide receivers. I am not really worried about, missing out on one. Hawthorne, 2 minutes. I don't even need to pause, to be honest. Let's see what we have. So, wide receivers. I always put this running back on because he was the prospect. I should have actually looked. Nah, I don't care. He's 23. But wide receivers, there's 2 to 3 that I like. Chris Ray, who looks pretty decent. I don't think he's actually higher than the guy that we have, but insanely fast. Don't know a whole lot, unfortunately. Best, Philip Best, A deep route, B release, C catch in traffic. Very, very, very fast, obviously you can tell. And then you have Marquise Trent, who we scouted more of. A little bit more raw, but fast as hell as well. And then the other one, Shelton, who you can wait on, but I didn't get a whole lot of scouting on him. Very fast for his height, but I think it's pretty obvious, right? Philip is, as you would say, the best. So Philip Best, I mean, a little bit on the undersized side for weight, but he is 6'1", so we're hoping for some Davante Smith with even more speed. Philip Best, he is hidden, and look at the speed. Oh my. 97 speed, 95 excel, 96 agility, 87 change of direction, 89 jumping. I don't think you can go wrong with that. I think that's a hell of a pick. That's actually nuts. I do want to see the other wide receivers, but I just don't. I mean, other than maybe like Dev, I just don't think we can be beat with that. That is insane speed. Rodgers is like, somebody drafted a wide receiver in the first round for me. I don't even care if I lose the next playoffs with 10 picks. It was worth it all along. And now here we are at the crossroads again of what to do at the DT spot. Not that I don't like what we have. Not that I don't think we can wait in general. But Braden Ramsey, even though I don't know a whole lot about him, which is already a bad sign, does have a C finesse and an A tackle. You're already thinking, okay, that's not really enough, but what else do you have for us? Boom. I mean, can they really give someone with that pro day a terrible season or a terrible card? I just don't think he can be bad. I just don't think he can be bad, but I don't know if I trust myself these days. I just don't know. But at the same time, we have Donald. So I just don't know what to do. A second-round pick is minimum around here. Do you do another third? Let's see what Philly needs. If they need a D-end like Merritt, perhaps. I mean, he's not great, but he's not terrible either. They do need a left end, but it's kind of the wrong thing. Actually, Braden. Braden was pretty high, and he's actually not a bad player. I'm willing to give them both, honestly. I mean, I think that's fair. We drafted them decently high. They're still good. We just kind of gave up on them pretty early. We're taking this DT. Oh, although you do have the wide receivers. You could just go ham and draft another sick one. Obviously, this guy's like almost the same as our guy, which actually turned out pretty good. We're just going to take another DT and freaking sell, aren't we? I'm going to do it. I don't care. Yes! Please! Give me more! Oh, that's the soundbite. He's insane. I didn't know what to think because I didn't expect it. Another Braden though. We should have seen that coming. Honestly, we should have aborted. We really should have. That's what your parents were saying the other day. Got him. Nice. The Buccaneers. They haven't done me wrong lately. Maybe it's time to trade up and take one of these guys. We need the corner more. Once again, don't know a whole lot about whatever, but decently fast. 5'10", I mean, perfect number 3, perhaps. And then this guy, definitely don't know a lot, but we have the A impact, and that's kind of it. The C run block power. I might be willing to go for both, though. But I'm definitely going to trade up for this corner because we need extra corners. And, yeah. I mean, we didn't really give up that much this time. But still, we're making plays, making trades. Quarterback, you want Rodgers? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, all right? 2/4 for this fourth is fair. Boom. Gonna take this corner, and depending on how good he is, maybe we decide that center. Actually, I'm just gonna take the center as well, I think. Do I really do it, though? I probably should, but we'll see. Derek Barnes. C-man, which is all right. D-zone, which is not all right. Insanely fast. Really good bench press, actually, for, kind of a smaller character. But we're going to grab him. He is normal, but good jumping, actually, for a corner, especially in, CPU generated, and more importantly, in the, what is it called? In the later round. In later rounds. Not bad, to be honest. So, pretty good, actually. We'll see what his overall is. See if he's got maybe like 73-man, 68-4 zone or something. But it definitely could have been worse. And lineman's not that big of a need. If he's there in the 5th, we'll make a trade up. But I mean, we're, once again, in that situation again where we're just kind of trading away everything for the future. And yeah, okay, fair enough. Unfortunate. Might be looking for a trade down for the first time in some time now. And ironically enough, the Packers, it's either the Packers or the Buccaneers. Buccaneers just like made the Super Bowl again recently, so I don't know about that now. We're going to go to the 7th round and find something. Maybe a running back. This guy's still here. I'm going to take him. Reggie Traylor. He's 6 throw power, 78 speed. I mean, we need another quarterback on the roster. Why not? 7th round quarterback. Got a bunch of 7th round picks in general here, though. Marcus Harris, why not? Bring him on. 87 speed. I would imagine he's a power back. If not, that's pretty brutal. Trade this pick, and then we're going to take Mr. Relevant. I don't know what the hell it's going to be, but something. Great dialogue there. It's going to be something. Who knows? Mr. Relevant's going to be your right tackle. Ethan Price, 89 strength, 6'5". I mean, it's fair enough. All right, moment of truth. Thank you, game. Draft recap. Let's see where we landed. Had to reload the game, and holy crap. Okay, some of these players sucked. These picks, though, they were 7th rounds. We don't really care. 80 overall. Aggressive. Possession. Run after the catch. Fights for yards. This guy's a nutcase. 97 speed, 95 excel, 96 agility, 77 release out the gate, 85 catching, 81 spec, 80 deep. What's that dev, though? I mean, if he... I don't want to cheap. Nah, Sutton will be the starter anyways. He is only star, but that's kind of expected, right? You can't really... what kind of... I feel like number 10 works out the best for him. We'll see if we can find that number open. And then Braden Ramsey, 75 overall. Not bad. Automatic starter, 78 block shed, 79 power move fast, with no pass rush traits, of course. We'll add a power move for him. Not that it really matters. In a user league, it would matter. Once again, I don't know why I always bring that up, but I just have to. And another star dev. But 2 really good players. And finally, something positive. I'm trying to think of... Oh, yeah, we'll take a look at some of the wide receivers. But 72 overall for the corner on top of it. 70-man, 60 zone. Or 62 zone. Even worse than I thought. Very fast with great catching, though. They definitely expect you to do some good things with him. And I can't make a promise on that. But, hey, he'll be number 3. He'll be playing, at least. All right, another year of trying to win the damn bowl. Obviously, last year was the Gilmore edition. This year, it is the Aaron Donald edition, which, of course, is a much bigger edition, all things considered, especially the talent level. But will it be enough? I don't know. 86 overall to start. Not bad, considering, once again, we do have a superstar here. We have to pay, but probably worth the money, and more importantly, it shouldn't be costing too much. And then, of course, we added Ramsey, which isn't bad. Gilliard's getting better every season. Strong safety's getting better every season. We have Best now, who's super fast, super good out the gate. Who knows? I mean, I almost feel like it's not going to happen, but we've been close at least. Like, we haven't... I don't think we've missed the playoffs. We came close, but I don't think we missed the playoffs yet, so... I mean, it's not like it's, hit or miss. It's really just like, we'll get to the playoffs probably, but can we get to the promised land? We're off to a very good start on the season, and we have some re-signings. Rodgers, I mean, at this point, is probably like a 2-year deal. I mean, we're kind of feeling like Brady vibes here, so if he's willing to take it, which he did, we're happy. Tyler Davis, he's been a very good player for us. He's a block-shedding guru. We're going to give him the big boy contract, a 6-year, 82, 90 mil left over. We're happy to see it. Cortland Sutton, I'm going to be honest, has probably played his last game here. Kingsley, I don't think this is real, all right? I think it's going to be a 4-year 50, so I signed him to that, but I'm going to edit to a 4-year 50. He just hasn't played that well. I get he's superstar, but 81 overall superstar, but hasn't played well. He doesn't deserve that money. He just simply doesn't. So a 4-year 60 is, like I said, what we're going to do. So probably like 20 and then 25, 35. And people are like, oh, he's editing contracts again. It's like, okay, dude, could you, like, stop? I'm also overpaying players just to make it realistic. Remember Javonte Williams, for example? But Reisner, I mean, he's still good, so I'm not really sure why the money's like not crazy high here. I'd say a 2-year 20 is probably pretty good, or a 2-year 18.5, whatever. The free agent market for linemen, there actually has been a decent bit of them, in fairness, so it's not like he would go in and get paid instantly. He'd get money, but I'd say that's probably fair. Jake Bailey has been very good for us. I'm going to give him a 3-year, like 12. Yeah, 12.5. Even that's probably maybe a little on the lower side, but it's all right because he's a punter. And then Donald, if he's even, I'm just going to sign him now. I think as long as he doesn't retire on us, he'll be worth that money. No, I'm not, because the tag would be like 25 mil, so I'd rather just tag him if he's here and guarantee it if we can't re-sign him than to pay him money that we're going to lose, So, Khalil Shakir, I don't know if we need him, but I think, we need to either keep him or Hamler, and I think it may be Shakir's time to try. Honestly, for a moment there, I didn't even think we were going to make the playoffs. We were killing it, and then we just, started choking. We were getting destroyed. I mean, look at the season. 4 of the last 5 games we lost. That is harsh. That's a harsh business to be in, but hey, we made it nonetheless. Can we do the things that it takes to win? Rodgers was pretty good, so I'd say like 90-91 is fair. Javonte Williams has been insane. If he doesn't go to Superstar, I don't know, how will he ever go to Superstar? Best actually played a decent bit, actually. Noah Fant really hasn't been good for us, I ain't gonna lie, but not bad. Aaron Donald, we got double-digit sacks for the first time ever, and meanwhile, the edge, once again, useless. 2 block kicks out of 21 kicks for Butker. That's all right. Award wins, maybe Javonte won something. I don't really know. Oh, Philip Best. Nice. We'll take what we can get. We'll definitely take what we can get. And, yeah, playoffs. I mean, maybe it's the year. I don't know. We do have a pretty good offense, but defense is still lacking, even though it says we're 89 across the board. But we're at least competing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's time for this team to go all the way or lose again. I don't know. It's just like the way the season finished is just the way I feel about this entire rebuild so far. It's just like I feel like we have the potential, but I also just don't know if it's going to just like crash and burn at any time. Just like that huge loss we had to, I don't remember who it was, but we were up by like nearly 20, and then the fourth, they outscored us 21-7. I can't remember, but this is a good win. This is a huge win. 43-29. I like the defense to maybe hold on a little bit tighter, but still a very good win against a very good team. 88 overall. The Bills are one of those good squads. Rodgers did throw a pick, but he still had good yards and touchdowns. Javonte Williams killed it. Man, he is very good in sim. 7.9 yards per carry. I know he had a huge run, but still, we normally don't get huge runs from our running backs. And there you go. Donald is, at least in the postseason, kind of helping out these guys get in there themselves. But, man, the edge, not having Montez Sweat. I don't know what happened to Sweat. I don't know how good he is. What's the story? But losing Sweat when we had that chance was huge. I mean, I got to imagine, I don't know about what the cap situation would have been like, but I got to imagine our pass rush would have been miles better if we would have actually gotten him. And what is this crap going to be? Awareness. Yeah, we want awareness. But the divisional, anyone but the Bengals or the... Okay. We are better overall. They look like they lost a couple of pieces. We're an 89. They're an 86. So if we're ever going to beat this damn team, it's this year. It has to be. And we're the early game, so we don't even know what's going to happen between the Browns and the Chiefs. But 7-7. There's a chance for, a division to play each other in a championship or not. It could be us versus the Chiefs or the Bengals versus the Browns, but we'll see. 28-7 to 35-17. Come on, offense. Defense is trying, but offense, you know the drill. And we make it to the championship round, and the first time since... Wait, have we even made... I can't remember if we made a championship round early or not. Obviously, I've recorded this in 2 parts. Rodgers with another pick, but 3 touchdowns. Good yardage again. Offense, obviously the pressure has been taken off of Davante finally in his career. Aaron Donald just been killing it. Simmons with a pick. It's kind of Simmons' last chance as well. I don't think we can afford another tag, and a 2-year 27 is apparently just awful poor across the board, even though he wants a 3-year 30-something. I don't understand that odds by EA there, but Brent Collins already a better overall than, what's his name? Enagbar? I don't know. He's a better player by a lot, though. Ramsey, power move, 80 overall in general. This is the battle. If we win this, we win the Super Bowl. If we lose this, I don't think we ever win the Super Bowl. That's drastic, but it's true, I think. Come on, Broncos. Impress me, please. Left or right is definitely us. 14-0 already. Offense has a chance. They do get a 7-pointer. 10-14, 17-21. Halftime, it's still anyone's game. Chiefs are looking really good, though. 25-28. Slow it down. Slow it down. Let's see where we're at. 2nd and 4. Conversion. Backing up. Field goal for the tie, though, against his former team. Chiefs are moving. A touchdown, I mean, I wouldn't say wins it, but it looks good, and they do score the touchdown. Offense is moving, but maybe too fast. Or not fast enough at all. I'm coming in. We've never had to come in from this situation. Just can't get into the damn end zone. Sutton on the inside. Lots of wide receivers around town. A couple moving pieces. It's a tough one. And there's Sutton. No, it's not. It's Fant for the touchdown. Ooh, it's not Sutton. Sutton was the streak. I forgot. I was thinking the streak was the tight end, but Fant clutched. I thought he was going to drop it. All right, Ramsey. Nice spin. Picked off Barnes! The number 3. He's running to the 24. I don't care if I had to come in. I don't give a damn. Do you think I give a damn? Because I don't give a damn. Please hit this field goal. He hits it, and the Broncos are headed to the Super Bowl, baby. Sure, we had to come in, but it wasn't like we came in at our own 25 with a minute left or something like that. Rodgers completely outplayed. It wasn't even close. Holy crap, 2 interceptions. I know we probably had a couple of rushing touchdowns, but not even. How do we even... Was it just like a billion field goals? Oh, my, man. This guy, the rookie. 3 field goals. Harrison Butker against his former team went off. He went off. He's a hero. He's an actual hero. Modern-day Vinatieri. What a beast. Oh, my. What a freaking upgrade, though. 2 to hip power, 2 awareness, 1 play rec, 2 to power move. Puts him at 77 power move. Still pretty bad, but, not bad. Well, bad, but you know what I mean. I mean, this guy really, like, the 4-year 50 we gave him. Actually, I think I made it a 4-year 60. Because I think I did 25, 35, whatever. But not good in the regular season. Hasn't done anything in the postseason. I don't know, but hopefully it doesn't matter. Because hopefully we just win it all right here. I mean, the team it's in a pretty good spot. It is in a pretty good spot. Can we do it? Back to the Super Bowl. So as for the Broncos, absolute win. For Rodgers, I mean, you can't call it a loss. He got back to the Super Bowl. But here we go. The Super Bowl, who is it against? It's going to be against some great team. The Panthers. I mean, that's winnable. We'll take a look at our dev-ups. Take a look at how the Panthers actually got here. They're 10-7, so they would have to go through the wild card for sure as well. No, that's the wrong one. Not the team. Let's go to the playoffs. Wild card round, the Panthers had to play the Saints. That's not an easy matchup. 1-4. Panthers 1-4 against the Cowboys. And then Arizona, that's kind of an easier team, 11 points. All right, here it is. Well, I guess here it isn't because we're going to do the potential dev-ups if we had any. I don't think would have maybe running back. Damn, Williams. Come on, brother. What overall is he? He is pretty high overall, but he deserves it because he's insane. Let's go with an elusive back upgrade. He's already very good at power moves, so trucking is like the thing, I guess. I don't know. Juke and spin move. Wow, what an upgrade there. Not even that fast of a player. No dev-ups out, anywhere on offense, and then defense. No dev-ups here either. So if you don't win the Super Bowl here, it's not an L because getting to the Super Bowl is, obviously winning is the ultimate goal, but getting there is very up there as well, obviously. So it's not an L, but no dev-ups is pretty bad. It's everything. It's not just the beginning. I would love to say that and lie to everyone, but it's literally everything. You could see some of these guys retiring with this. But here it is, the Super Bowl. We have a few overalls on these Panthers. I don't know who their QB is, but I got to imagine we beat them in a lot of positions. All right, going to the end of the game. Let's do this. Right to left, I think, is us, and it is 7-0, 7-all, 14-7. Good bounce back, though. Defense holds. Offense can't do anything with it. Is that a touchdown to start the second half? Because if not, that's some BS. They definitely did not have the time to get that down there. Down by 7. Offense has got to do something, but I'm pretty sure this is their ball. No? Really? Nice. Nice. Moving. They kicked the field goal with 6 minutes left. I guess they believed in the defense, and they were right to, I guess. 3 minutes left. Offense has a chance, and they get the 3-point lead. No shot. Who's their quarterback? Who the hell is their quarterback? 3 plays? Kenny Pickett, he's terrible. He's an 82 overall. He hasn't developed at all. I'm coming in this time. I said, oh, it's not like, 25-yard line under a minute. It is this time, damn it. Of course, it's Hamler on the inside. Not that he's not fast, but that's a tough one. Holds on and slips off to the 41. All right. Honestly, at this point, I don't give a damn. Cortland Sutton, you got Davante, and how do they even stop this offense? And there's Noah Fant. I wish they would have got up sooner. 11 seconds. We're utilizing all these timeouts, which is already super unrealistic. There's no way you have Aaron Rodgers on your team. You hold any more than 2 timeouts in the fourth. If you're lucky, maybe 1 at best. This might be a predetermined from Rodgers to Davante. How else would you want to win it? Poetic. You can't ask for a better ending. If I'm Rodgers, I'm like, you can have all my money back. I'm ending it with this. Touchdown to Davante for the 2nd Super Bowl. First as a Bronco. I would be like, yeah, I'm out of here. Unless they, of course, with 3 seconds left, score all the way down the field. I don't care that you broke your elbow. I don't care. Oh, he came in and won it. It's on all Madden. How many times lately have you seen me actually choke it rather than help the team? A lot. Probably 80 percentile. It's up there. I have done a bit of choking. I am in the professional scene these days, if you will. But, of course, the Panthers somehow scoring that quickly. I'm not saying we have the best team in the world, specifically on defense, but it's better than 3-play touchdown from the Panthers. All right? It's much better than that. I don't even care if DJ Moore's a god. That's probably their only weapon outside of maybe McCaffrey. This is a very good team that was really just kind of bad for pass rush. Not really anything else. It was really the edge, but obviously you have Donald on the interior. You have enough talent on the outside, right? Like, the guys don't play well, and, their overalls are low, but 90 power move, 92 power move for some of, the guys on the edge. That's really good. That's pretty high, obviously. Of course, very good down the field. Gunslinger is really, really good. And obviously, Davante. Rodgers to Davante for the Super Bowl win. What else could you ask for there? We'll take a look at the actual numbers, but this rebuild has come to an end. Rodgers on another interception, outplayed by Pickett. Oh, my God. Looking at the receivers, Davante, we really didn't throw to him, so just an insane game in the Super Bowl. You knew he was going to get his guy his. Fant, couple touchdowns. Defending-wise, Donald had to be involved. 1 sack, of course. Interception for Amani Hooker. Great safety, obviously. Unstoppable. Really good. You really could ask for no better way to win it all. We were on the cusp of it for a while. We had to make some tough decisions down the line. Garrett Bowles was one of them. Some other guys, Chubb early on. There's some names, obviously, but ultimately we held on to the right guys, and we won it all. Let's take a look at some of the overalls, though, from some of the key contributors. Davante at 33 is still a very good overall. Once again, we didn't fix any regression on him because, once again, I felt like it's one of those positions where, yeah, you could still play at a high level if you're really that good, but ultimately it's going to be a position that regresses faster and has no real way of countering it, technically. At the end of the day, you can't keep up with the youngsters. You really can't, but he's still insanely talented. Looking at Rodgers, we did fix his regression, obviously, but I think that's fair to do because, once again, he's one of those guys that came in the league with very high throw power. Those are the guys that are going to last the longest in this new era of 40-plus that we're going to see more likely, more often. A guy like Joe Burrow, I highly doubt plays, into his 40s. It's unlikely. But let's take a look at Sutton. How did he finish? 87 overall. He's still really good, though. Just never got the route running going. Very good at catching, but never got the route running going. Fant, he's only an 89 overall, which is really low considering some of the tight ends we've had in these rebuilds. Still good, obviously. Solid catching for just regular catching. And his route running's decent, but really just relying on that speed to make plays. Because once again, the catching's a little iffy. Good catching itself, but catch of traffic and specs low. Good player for finesse. Worked out as a tackle. I mean, it makes sense. How good was Best? I mean, he went up to an 85 overall after 1 year. Rookie of the Year probably helps that a lot, but better route running technically already than freaking Sutton. Defenders, Mr. Tyler Davis, how are you? One of our only decent picks early on, even though I believe he was also normal dev, but he developed pretty well anyways. Let's take a look at Mr. Moutier. He was all right. We kind of cucked him a little bit, but he also devved up a little slow on his own. He was the starter for a while, so can't say that we just ruined him. Patrick here, insane. Man, better than zone. I mean, what else would you expect? It's a Madden rebuild. Justin Simmons, let's take a look at his. He's definitely regressed a lot. Speed is all right, though. Remember when he dropped to 87, and then I fixed it because he shouldn't have dropped since he went up in dev. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but he didn't go down any since then, which is nice to see. And then Grant, a guy that we never mentioned, but he was a very good pick for us. Really didn't develop that well. Maybe he should have just played corner for us. I don't know, but Nagbar, I don't know what his name is. Looks all right, but played awful. Look at that zone coverage, 19. That is great. Brent Collins, youngster, still pretty good stuff. Gilliard, a guy that we also don't really talk about too much, but would have needed. Wait, why? How come he's not on the contract list? Or does he have one more year? I can't remember how high we drafted him, but 88 speed. I mean, very good player. Just a very good player, but still some left to be developed. And then Miles Jack was a very good pickup for us, a key pickup. And then obviously Donald was probably the biggest of them all. So it seems like if Donald would have been available a year earlier and we had him instead of Gilmore, may have even won back-to-back. Because obviously our pass rush was trash. Donald kind of fixed it a bit. But ultimately, whatever it may have been, Rodgers and Davante were at the helm of it for the most part. And yeah, I mean, this was a fun one. It was a sad one as a Packers fan, but also a fun one as, it was a bit more challenging than normal ones because usually you get some of these bigger, better, more expensive names near the end of a rebuild, but we had to work through a Davante and Aaron Rodgers re-signing and trade early on. And I think for the most part, even though we edited some contracts, I think they were all fair. What did we give Rodgers? It was like a 3-year, 38 per. Davante was like 29.5, maybe even 30 per for 4 years. The trade, we gave up like 3 first-round picks, Jerry Jeudy, and a high second, I believe, which, I mean, maybe slightly more, but not by much, if that. I mean, you got to remember with the Packers, they do seem to kind of care about their players more than the business side at times, and they do want to do right by their guys. So at the end of the day, if there's a way for Davante and Rodgers to play on another team that gives them compensation, but it might cost a little bit less for the Broncos than you would have expected, it wouldn't surprise me to see Green Bay still do it. So who knows what that may look like if that comes to fruition. Is that what it is? Is it fruition? I don't freaking know. I don't really give a damn. But yeah, that's about it. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like and subscribe. If there's any other kind of scenarios that you want to see done, I know I did a Russell Wilson Seahawks one. If there's like real actual rumors for something like that, or Deshaun Watson's, comes back into the media and it's like he's going to Philly no matter what or something like that, let me know. Maybe suggest it and perhaps that'll be something that I do. And maybe leave a like, subscribe, like I said, all that. Follow me on Twitter, JeromepkR, second channel, PK Plays, and then twitch.tv/JeromepkR for a stream tomorrow. We'll be back. That's kind of it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya! Every lane is an overtake lane if you're fast enough. That's my life motto. Oops. Doink. Oh, it's not... Yo, that guy's dead. Oh. My health's on 1, bro. Oh, he's trying to kill me with a freaking... He tried to kill me with the forklift, bro. What's it? Ah! Really, game? The aim assist, really, game? No, Denise, no! Roll it over! Hell yeah, dog. Oh, shit! Denise, get it.